pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Wins the game at the buzzer!
Finally, here we go. The debut of the Pro Hop channel on the Subtleflex YouTube. I'm with my boy Devin, of course. When it comes to basketball, he's always going to be around for it. Today, we're just going to catch up on everything that happened during the offseason and then pretty much get a wild prediction. We've been doing this in Japan. Like, we'll get our beginning of the season wild predictions. At All-Star break, we'll have another one. And then as soon as the seedings are done, we have our final predictions. So you'll see that towards the whole season. The season's almost here. Shout out to the USA women's team for beating China again, getting that goal for I don't know how many damn times. I have to shout them out real quick. But yeah, Dev, we're gonna talk about this very first topic. It's the hottest one out there right now. I don't know how hot it is still, but at that point, it kind of hurts. I didn't even know who his fiance or his wife was at the time. That kind of broke my heart when I found out. So let's talk about the whole Ime Udoka, cheating scandals and whatnot. How do you feel about it? And I have like a little 2 cents to talk about that.
I mean, yeah, he got caught. They say he had a consensual relationship with another staff member, which is, I guess, is not uncommon in the NBA. Like, if we're gonna be honest, like it's a common thing. And Matt Barnes even jumped out the window at first and tried to defend him. Then he came back and said he think it's worse. He found out it's way worse than what they're even leading on to. So pretty much, I think he just had an affair with the wrong person, who's allegedly the lady's, the VP's wife, vice president of finance wife. So, I mean, you can't really defend Udoka. It's just more so like y'all put his name out there, but then y'all leave us to speculate who the female is, but then y'all get upset that they're putting pictures of the wrong female in the organization. It's like, just say who the two people was involved and leave it at that. But I understand why they're trying to protect certain people.
I seen Malika Andrews talk to Shaq about it and try to get his opinion. He's like, I can't. It was like, I also was a cheater and I was really good at it. When I seen that, I started like, damn, that's crazy. He's like, he was like, I'm really not going to be fake about this topic. It's like, you're asking me and you want me to say no, but I'm also the one that did it. I lost my family over it. I lost my kid, like some of my kids' childhood memories. Like, he was like, man, I'm the wrong person to answer that. A lot of people was not backing them up, but they were like, man, like what's the word? What you say?
But say even with that, like that's the moral side of it. Like, morally, people got their beliefs, is right is wrong, but just the fact that, he, at the end of the day, if they had a rule in place, he broke the rule, in the Army, fraternization, everybody do it. That don't mean it's allowed. So it's just an unfortunate situation for him. But he messed up. I don't think he ever gonna coach again in the NBA.
That sucks too, because he's actually a pretty good coach. And like when he comes off of the Popovich coaching tree, he has some type of pedigree coming from that.
You get blackballed. It don't matter. You know, Mark Jackson. Certain coaches, bro. Once you get that label, like it don't matter what he do. And the owners, they don't stick together.
Yep. That's basically what it is. The politics is gonna work out for him.
So, unfortunately, we're gonna see how much it's gonna affect Boston. I think they already had problems. Going into the season. They signed Brogdon, which is good, but yeah, Udoka, man, his days coaching, I think is over. I think they gave him a year just so nobody else can get him.
Right.
And then what you gonna do? Bring him back? Like, nah, you can't bring you have an intern. Just to know you're not gonna be the intern next year.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. He had a bright future with that team, especially being young. And it's funny because you start bringing up the Boston Celtics offseason. That's where I'm segueing on these next topics. We're going to talk about the offseason grades. Not all of them, but I just want to specifically ask your opinion on the best grade you would give a team this offseason that you feel like made them even better moving forward. What was the best grade you've given a team, and explain why?
Cleveland.
Yeah, I like that pick.
I mean, Donovan Mitchell easily top 12, 15 player in the NBA. Cleveland was our people don't understand. Cleveland was good last year. They got Garland. They got the boy Mobley over there. Kevin Love. He old, but he's still productive.
That's that savvy vet they need.
I think who else they got over there?
They got the big boy that I thought should have stayed with the Nets, Jared Allen. Like that man's he's nasty too.
And Mobley.
Yeah,
The, the,
like
the,
they have
so
they have a nice little five right there. With Karis LeVert.
Revert, Mobley, Revert, Jared Allen. I mean, and then you add Donovan Mitchell. That team, they just had injuries last year, so they're gonna be in that fours, five, sixes range, and we're gonna get to it later. I have them knocking some people out the playoffs.
And I like that because that's a topic coming up, and I want you to explain that later.
So Cleveland, I mean, you had a star like that. I mean, and you was already a good team. Him and Garland gonna be a real good backcourt. I'd be one of the top
It's
three, four
dangerous.
backcourt in the NBA.
It's
You know,
dangerous.
them two, and then you got Mobley, who can be a star. Jared Allen, All Star already. You already got two All Stars on the team, so now they got a third All Star. A lot of teams in the NBA don't even got 3 stars, so that I don't know how I feel about Minnesota. Um,
So is that your worst grade?
no,
Oh,
no,
but
worse.
you just want to talk about that one? Go ahead, talk about Minnesota.
Minnesota, I really didn't like Rudy Gobert, but when I talk about, I think people fail to realize when they talk about certain players, it's about what role you are on, like in the pecking order. Rudy Gobert was the second scoring option essentially
Yeah.
in Utah. He's gonna go, and he was top tier defender. Wins defensive player of the year, top rebounders in the league, shot blockers, all that good stuff. Now he's going to a team where he's the fourth scoring option.
He doesn't even need to be a scoring option.
I mean, you got Cat, you got Edwards, you got D'Lo.
D'Lo, yep.
Them three gonna give you about 20 plus points a game.
And he'll clean it up if they miss.
You do is clean up. They're running 2 big men, like real big men. You don't really see that no more.
Yeah.
Carlton Town, he's gonna jack up a lot of threes this off season. Because now he can stay. He can be away from the hole. Rudy got the paint. I just think their maturity gonna get to him at the end of the day. Atlanta, it was okay. I don't think it's gonna do nothing. You got 2 dudes who's barely 6 feet tall. I mean, Jarate Murray was 6'3", 6'4". Trae Young might be 6 feet. I think they line about his height. He's probably 5'11". They both don't play no defense that well. They ain't going nowhere. But the worst, they didn't really make a move, but I think Phoenix about to go down the drain.
That was one of the two. That was one of the two that I picked as well.
I mean, DeAndre Ayton don't want to be there. You saw him. I don't know if people saw his media day.
No, I didn't see that.
You heard about your money, and he just gave these nonchalant answers. It's like, yeah, y'all didn't want to max me out. Indiana gave me an offer. Y'all only signed an offer because y'all don't want to lose me for nothing. So and now I'm here. Jay Crowder upset. He want to be traded because they putting the boy in his starting spot.
Oh, you talking about Cam?
Yeah, they putting him in his starting spot. So now Jay Crowder want out. So you already got 2 people that don't want to be there, and Chris Paul ain't getting no younger.
Right.
Owner just got fired, or just about to sell the team.
Basically.
So I think they're gonna make the playoffs, but they window shut. They done. Devin Booker might be asking for a trade in a couple of years.
The offseason for me, right, when it comes to the best, you already named the Cleveland one from the East for me. The West Coast for me, and it sounds biased, but my Golden State Warriors, right? We get back Wiseman, and he's looking good in this preseason games right now, right? He looks stronger. Hopefully he stays healthy because that's an upgrade at the position that Warriors always been lacking at center. We just always plug and play one person to do that, I think that he's gonna make that team even better. Losing GP but gaining Dante DiVincenzo, we lose a little bit on the defensive side, but he's no slack. Like he can still hold his own. But on the offensive side, he gives you more like options instead of just dunking and posterizing on people. He actually has a jumper. So the Warriors for me, besides the Cleveland, I think was my best grade. Only because I know that they have to upgrade even though they're the champions. For my offseason grades that were the worst, I chose two. You chose Phoenix. It's the same thing with me. There's just too much drama going on right now, and they didn't upgrade at any position. Really, they really like didn't do nothing this offseason. And another team that I said the same thing, and it might bite me in the ass later, but Miami didn't do much either. Like Miami didn't do a lot of like real splashes. Like you're the number one seed in the playoffs last year. I don't think you're the number one seed this year. Like I feel like a lot of teams in the East improved, and you just went stagnant on it. Unless like let me see if I could let me pull them up.
They re-signed Tyler Hero.
Yeah, I seen the extension. Yeah.
They lost PJ Tucker.
To another contending team.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of Miami. I just feel as if Jimmy Butler has a ceiling.
Yeah, so they basically have the same
Bam has a ceiling.
We already know what he is now. I feel like he's at his ceiling right now.
We say he want to take more shots. Was like, what are you? My issue with Miami, they have good players. They just have hard working players, but like we talk about skill or what people like Jimmy Butler, Bam, they just work really hard, but they're not. They get them hard buckets. That hard 40 points the hard way. But I just don't. I don't look at Bam as a real star, and I don't think Jimmy Butler is a superstar. So I'll leave that at that. What's
a dark horse team that you feel we should be looking at right now? Like you're looking at them like, they weren't something big last year. It's a rant. It wasn't part of the list of things that we asked. This is just a random question. But what teams out there that was like you want us like, hey, watch this team this year? Besides the Cleveland one, of course, we all know the Cleveland one, but like a dark horse.
I don't want to say them, but they ain't really dark horses. People gonna pick them to win the whole thing this year. I'm just go ahead and say the Nets, man.
But that's not a real dark horse. They're a contender.
No, that's why I mean, they got swept last year, but that was last year. A team, how the NBA is so it's not like the NBA, not like other sports.
Yeah, there's no parity in this.
Teams are not just. It's not like the NFL where you like Sacramento has this team and they're building something for years and all of a sudden they just break through. That's what I'm saying. Usually, when you see NBA players, once you see them for the first, usually 3 to 4 years, that's what they're gonna be.
Yeah.
You just off subject. You think about it. You talk about superstars in the NBA. Most superstars in the NBA we even knew from first couple of years.
Yeah, it's already been stamped almost.
Somebody been in the league 8 years and all of a sudden they're just Kobe, LeBron level. No, that don't happen. Like we see that 3-4 years minimum, max.
You'll see that. Yep, you're right.
So who really?
What? Hey, I want you to elaborate. What about the Pelicans? I want you to talk about that because I'm looking at tweets. I'm looking at pictures of Zion.
But see, and the only thing I'm afraid of is us as NBA fans and sports fans think 1 + 1 + 1 = 3.
Yeah.
As in, you had CJ, you had BI, and they took the Phoenix Suns to 6 games.
Right.
So just with them two, and now you add Zion. You're like, okay, but now Zion needs the ball. Brian Ingram needs the ball. CJ needs the ball. That's what kind of makes your team so special because no one dominates the ball.
Right.
Except for Curry. That's it. That's the only person that really need to. So, but I think the Pelicans definitely gonna make the playoffs. Definitely 4 or 5-ish team. Depends on how it goes. they gonna make some noise. Zion can stay healthy.
He's looking good. He's
I
looking
mean,
slim. He's
he,
looking like fit.
yeah. So it might say not CJ your third option.
You had a big take on him before. I want to bring it back up about Zion's ceiling. Like you were looking at him at a top 10, probably even breaching the top 7 at one point. Uh,
And
I, in the NBA, in the NBA. So how like do you still feel that way? I just want to know like so you could put it back on content since we have a new channel.
Zion better than Ja.
Ooh.
Zion better than Ja. I mean, before he got hurt, he was averaging like 25 a game, shooting 60%. I think with his second year he had like 60%. That would have qualified, best field goal
Right.
percentage in the NBA if he played a few more games. I mean, the dude's literally unstoppable.
I can't wait.
He's Giannis as far as how he gets to the rim, but just a little bit shorter.
A
He
little bit
big,
stronger.
athletic. I mean, yeah, it just the health thing is really the only thing that's holding this dude back. And I think the way he came in training camp, he actually taking something serious. So
It looked like it too. I'm looking at like the before and after the two preseason pictures from last year and this year. It's a polar opposite. The kid looking like ripped. He
I
ain't
I,
looking
I
chunky.
wouldn't be surprised if they top 4.
The team, ooh, that's a good take. That's a hot take, and I like that.
West top 4, maybe 5. There's only really 3 teams that I'm for sure got over them. So
Dallas,
I think
you have Dallas, Nuggets, and Warriors.
I said for sure Warriors. And then now this is all predicated on people being healthy.
Right.
Warriors, Clippers, Nuggets, and I'm throwing Pelicans in that mix with
With
the
Dallas.
Dallas and the maybe Phoenix. They might be really good in the other world. I
He
mean, the
says
West
the
is
other.
going to be stacked too. It's going to be some really good teams in the West also that's going to be playing in the play-in that we didn't think was going to be playing in the play-in.
You you mentioned the Clippers. I like that because barring any injury, if they're healthy, they're still a threat, right? Having John Wall there, how do you feel about that team now?
They got a point guard. I mean, Kawhi not no point guard. PG not no point guard. John Wall, he still got something to prove. He's still pretty good. Like I said, if John Wall is what they're saying he is right now, looking good, he's a third option now.
Yeah, he said it himself. He said
He
it
the third
himself.
option, so he ain't seeing double teams. He not even getting no double teams, no nothing at all ever.
You did say
Still got Reggie. You still got what? Who? You still got Reggie?
right.
You still got Reggie Jackson.
You got
You know, Zubac. He a little
Zubac.
decent.
Still got Twin.
So I think, and they got a great coach. So Kawhi, PG stay healthy. Kawhi looked like he did some offseason working out.
Right, his
Tall,
legs is swole as hell.
like they ain't squatting 500 pounds a day. Like so, Kawhi one of my favorite players too. So Clippers, they're one of the top 2, 3 teams in the West.
You said something. Yeah, you said something about John Wall on a take before this one, before we transferred to this channel. You said something about like John Wall is coming into a new NBA that he hasn't played in, like as far as the point guards. I want you to explain that again because it kind of like he's been hurt so long. He's coming into a whole different era. Is what you said.
Yeah, because he came. John Wall came to the NBA. It was more like half court sets. I think they were still really running plays. I'm not saying they don't run plays anymore, but it's just more either we doing ISO, we doing pick and roll. Your man help, we kick it out to the 3 once your man collapse, and that's pretty much how the game is now. I mean, the thing I think is gonna help John Wall, even though he can't shoot, he got people on his team that can shoot, and he's the point guard, and I think he's willing to adapt. You know,
Mm.
my with Rusty still think he the man. He's still trying to shoot. He's not adapting. So for John Wall, either it's gonna work out or he gonna be looking like a Rusty or a Carmelo Anthony. You know, not going out gracefully, but I really don't see that happening. I think Ty Lue gonna have him right. So you've been gone that long. Players be faster, but we're gonna see.
All right. So since we're on that topic of the playoffs and teams with your seedings, I'm gonna go right into it. All right. We're gonna talk about the East and the West. All right. So we're gonna talk about the East, and this is gonna be pertaining both questions. Okay. What do you see? Who do you see making the playoffs that didn't make it last year for the East, and who do you see them taking out of the playoffs for them to go in? I think you already said it, so I just want to know what team they're gonna bounce out.
Who Cleveland?
Yeah, you have Cleveland, and I agree. I 100% agree. That was the team I was picking too, but I have a team that they're knocking out.
We're gonna get into it. The East is tough.
You could talk about it
East,
before we bring it up.
East is tough. Like you got. I'm just trying to think. These are the teams that I, without a doubt, think gonna make it. Injuries aside, of course. Milwaukee, Boston, Miami, Philly. That's 4. Oh, Brooklyn.
Yes.
That's 5, right? Then you got Chicago is 6, and this is not an order. Cleveland is 7. Atlanta is 8.
So you knocked out the same team I did. You knocked out
So,
Toronto.
but even with this 8, yeah, mind you, only 6 are guaranteed to make it.
So that playing.
So that's the 8. Toronto will be number 9, and 10.
Who would be 10? You got the Hornets.
I, I want to say the Hornets, but they're. I mean, that's really. I mean, I don't want to say the Knicks. I don't think Brunson. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Brunson might help them, give them some spark. Julius Randle is a one-trick pony. I mean, you got Derrick Rose. They got some hard play. Oh, R.J. Barrett. If R.J. Barrett takes a leap,
Nah,
I'm gonna say between the Knicks and the Hornets
I can
for
see
that
that.
last. Knicks or Hornets for that last spot. I don't think the Pacers really trying to do nothing.
Not really. I'm a Halliburton fan, but like I don't. I think they're gonna like tear that whole team up after this year or by the trade deadline.
I think like even that's to say my Bulls, they might be in a bad situation where hey, bro, we in the play-in. You go to play-in, you might not make it out.
Right.
So it is not unrealistic to think like the Bulls could not make the playoffs or any of these teams because
So
no.
so you have
So
so
I was like,
who was your playing? It was Toronto and who did you pick?
so, it'd be really 4 teams in the play-in.
Oh yeah,
So my Bulls because only 6 guarantees. So I had Boston, Milwaukee,
Brooklyn,
Nets, Miami, Boston, Milwaukee, Nets, Miami,
Philly,
Philly is 5. So that's 5 right there. So if I
and
let's say I put
Cleveland.
my Bulls okay, you put Cleveland at 6. That means my Bulls in the play-in, Toronto in the play-in, Charlotte in the play-in, Atlanta. Still got Atlanta.
Yeah, so that's 4. That's your 4 right there.
That's 4 teams right there.
I agree with that.
So somebody out. I want to say
I,
my Bulls gonna be in top 6, but Lonzo Ball is pissing me off. That's another story. Um.
yeah,
So yeah, I but keep Cleveland in and Toronto out.
and the Knicks. That's
And the
another
Knicks
team you
might
should
be
to
there.
watch. Dark Horse making it.
And then yeah,
All right,
but
so what about what? Shout out to Vote, but what about the West Coast? I think it's obvious who we're picking to be in the playoffs this year instead of
Pelicans.
say it again.
Pelicans.
Ooh, that's
Right.
they no they made it.
Oh, they didn't make the playoffs.
It's obvious who I'm picking, and who I'm kicking out. I got the Lakers making it, and I'm kicking out Utah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Utah's for sure.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
kicking them out. But I didn't put the play in there, so that's a good take too. So now you have me thinking. So the Lakers definitely make it for Utah. Of course, the Clippers are going to be in there, but I want you to lead off with this. Your top six guaranteed going in,
Warriors,
right?
Memphis,
Okay,
Denver,
right.
Clippers,
Whew.
Pelicans. That's 5 right there. I can't go against my boy Luca. And you see, that's what I want the Lakers in there too.
You don't have the
So
Nuggets,
no, I said Warriors,
Warriors,
Memphis,
Clippers.
Nuggets,
Okay, Nuggets. That's three.
Pelicans.
Pelicans,
That's
Clippers.
5. That's 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
And then I still got Dallas. I still got Lakers. I still got Minnesota. That's 8 right there.
Phoenix.
Phoenix is 9.
So who would be 10? Would that be hold on, let me see. Let me go through this. Who would be the 10th?
San Antonio made it last year. We don't expect. They're not doing nothing.
No, they're tanking for that kid. They tanking for that kid. They done this year. This might be the first year. Yeah.
That's 9 right there.
Oh, what about the Thunder? Would you put them as like a play-in?
No, I ain't doing nothing.
What about the Blazers?
Like, yes, give me the Blazers.
You'll take the Blazers.
You got,
I like that.
you got Dame back, Chauncey Billups. Maybe because I just watched this All the Smoke episode. I'm feeling good about them. They got the boy Simons over there. They got a nice squad. They definitely can be in a 9-10 playing spot. But like I said, the West is, think about it. I just named 5 teams before I even named Dallas and the Lakers.
That's stacked. You didn't even name Phoenix either, and they were like the number one seed.
Now I could be like, Phoenix might not make it. Phoenix might not make it.
That's tough.
In Minnesota, I had Minnesota outside of the top 5, which they probably need to be in the top 5.
You're not high on Dallas, I see.
They got 1 star. What you doing?
Yeah, you're right. But
It's
I like what they did in their offseason, though.
How you winning with 1 star?
I mean, they upgraded. They got a better center this time around. They got Christian Wood. I like him.
You can get all the role players you want. I just had a conversation with my homeboy about this, and we was talking about my Bulls, and it's like we're good. We're not winning no title this year. No. We got 2. We might have 2 players combined that's like a top 10 player, but I need him. I need that one guy. And usually, if you got one guy, you need somebody else. It's just Luka.
Yeah, that's true.
And they had Brunson. He gone. Luka he could beat a lot of people with that one pony. Like, no, you're not beating no good team. Not the Warriors.
Nah, not at all.
So I mean, what he did for Phoenix is crazy. But even then, it's like, bro, you're better. He's better than Devin Booker. Luka's still the best player on the court.
So man, now that we're talking about individual players, I'm gonna shout out to my favorite podcast. I'm about to pivot. What are we thinking about the? First of all, I want your full opinion on 2K23 so far, and then we'll talk about the 2K ratings for these players because some of it is ridiculous to me. What's your overall since because I haven't started playing. I got a guy. He's still 61. I'll get him there one day. But how do you feel about the 2K23 this year?
It's pay to play.
It sucks, man. I hate that. I really hate that.
It's straight pay to play. I bought the game. I bought the $150 version of the Michael Jordan Legend version, and I got 100,000 VC. 100,000 VC, you don't even get your player to 80 overall. So I spent 150 on the game, then spent another 100 just to get more VCs. So then it's like you just got to spend all this money on the game. So it's like it's pay to play. You want to get on there, have fun online, you better have some money.
The thing about that too is like I heard it got worse this year as far as Like they OD like went crazy with how much VC you need to get your guy up to 85 or even further. But like just to pay, like I heard this year's like payment plans for it is ridiculous compared to like the other years. Because you know me, I stopped doing this since 2018, so it's like
Yeah. It's just this is all about the money, and that's just what it come down to. I mean, it's a good game. It's the only basketball game we really got, so they know what they're doing. They don't have no competition. So, but I
it,
still play. Is fun, but
yeah,
just costs a little.
I'll get on soon. I just give me some time to think about paying to play because my cheap ass ain't trying to do that right now. But from what people have been talking about, it's actually a pretty good game this year. Compared, I heard the cheese is not the same no more. You can't cheese in this game. Like there's a lot of things that benefited the park.
Hmm.
But what these
And
ratings? Oh, go ahead before I go to these ratings.
yeah, I'm not mad at them for the most part. I have a few gripes in the top. I got the top 11 players on the game, a few of them, but for the most
I
part,
don't think Butler's a 93.
no, overrated.
I really feel like
Jimmy Butler is,
an 89 to me.
and I'm not, and for people, I'm not a hater on Jimmy Butler. He used to play for my Bulls. That's where we came. That's where he became an All Star at. I just think that that's his ceiling, and he works hard in Miami. He has that culture, but unless they're gonna bring a player in better than him, they ain't doing nothing. I think Jimmy Butler's just gonna be there until
You like Harden
whatever.
being an 89 overall?
I won't say as low because he said he was injured last year. He was dealing with injuries, and this is the first summer, so I'm gonna give him the benefit of doubt because they gave Kawhi Leonard the benefit of doubt. They gave Kawhi Leonard 94, and that boy ain't played in 10 years.
What about Kyrie with 89? I don't agree on that. I think he's still a top 90 player. At least 90 just to start. 89 kind of disrespectful to me.
Is it though?
Chris Paul over him? I don't know.
I I, I would take Chris Paul over Kyrie.
Right now,
What team I got?
I mean, would you switch him off of the Nets? Honestly, I don't know. That might be not that bad of a just thinking about it.
Chris
But
Paul reliable. I mean, Kyrie. I think Kyrie is like it's like the name. It's like he has great handles, but like, what is he? Does he make anybody better?
no.
Like, do you be like, damn, bro? Like, and that's why I feel like he's a great talent, but
What about Cat being at 89?
that's cool. I'm cool with it.
All
I
right,
think I
Dame.
think Cat. I think Cat is slightly underrated to a lot of people. They just because they think he's soft, so they don't give him his just due. But then he shoot a lot of threes, so I get it. I mean, well, Giannis got the number one rating in the game, the highest rating. He got 97.
Right. Everyone else is like the pack of 96s.
I'm not mad at it. I mean, LeBron's still 96. I mean, then you got Steph Curry, KD,
Bro, DeRozan and Harden at the same time are
Jokic,
89s. That's just crazy to me. Like the
Jokic 96. I mean, Joel Embiid 96,
I'm
Luca
glad you
90.
brought that.
Like John Moran a 93.
I'll consider him being like in the 90s. But 93 to me wasn't too bad, especially because of that magical year he had. But I mean, I'm just looking at the people like, bro, DeMar DeRozan's at 89, so is Harden, like, and Kyrie. There's no way those three are in the same like tier. That's where I'm coming from. That, but I get it. They're basing it off the stuff last year.
Looks at it like, okay, DeMar DeRozan, he had an amazing year last year, but like nobody, do you think he's gonna get better or worse? I would argue that he might have a worse season this year coming up than he had last year because last year was like he was gonna play that good usually. You know, this dude was in MVP conversations at one point. He was never really that, even when he was in Toronto. So
Yeah.
he just had a great year. So maybe they're looking at it like that. You got Kyrie. Maybe they're saying he gonna play, 60, 70 games because he ain't got to worry about the whole COVID thing no more. So I mean, my thing with the Nets has been Simmons. I mean, I think
He's playing right now too. I seen him in practices.
that's the main reason I got the Nets.
We're big on him too. We're real big on this because someone tried to.
He's 7 feet, and that's what I'm saying. We talking about options. That's when we used to have these arguments about Clay, or when some people used to argue with us about Clay or Steph Curry, and it's like Clay is a second option. So, so I can argue that maybe sometimes Clay is getting these better looks because he has Steph Curry on his team. It was taking away most of the attention.
Right.
Now Clay doesn't have a number one option player game. He's not really putting the ball on the floor. Looking like, that's just not him. No disrespect to him. But what I was saying, Ben Simmons, he was the second scoring option on this team. Now, even though Ben Simmons can't shoot, people act like he only can score 5 points a game. They act like they treat him like he Rudy Gobert.
16 and 11 was for the most part.
Right. So he can get 16, he can get 20. I've seen Ben Simmons get 30, 35, 40 points before. So he's not nowhere near Rudy Gobert. He just don't know how. Y'all just want him to shoot.
Yeah.
But like he can score. But now you have him as the third scoring option.
You got snipers at the 3-point line.
He goes from second scoring option to the third scoring option. So he's not really seeing double teams. He's not gonna get their best defender. He's 6'11". He can post people up. He can guard anybody. The defense is immaculate. So it's just like, and then he don't have to shoot. He got Kyrie. He got KD. He got Patty Mills. He got Seth Curry.
Yeah.
He got
the floor spread.
The white boy, they can shoot.
Right.
Like they have nothing but like shooters on their team. Like who cares if he shoots or not?
That's the thing I hate, man. It's like a lot of the fans they always talk about that.
Y'all don't know how to shoot. Who cares?
The thing about what they say about that one, which okay, big deal. He was like, oh well, he actually looks for a shot, bro. Listen, that's the thing that I hate about this new era is like they want everyone to be shooters. You know what I'm saying? Man, if you just cater to his strengths, especially like you said, being a third, bro, the floor is spread. You literally just named. Oh, damn, I forgot T.J. Warren is over there. That's another shooter on the freaking perimeter. Like, they have so many options for them to just spread the floor out for him to do his thing. Him and Claxton playing pick and roll and having... There's so many things you could do. It's just a matter of fact that he needs to fucking play. You know what I mean? Like, he needs to get on the damn floor. And like you said, if he does, that team... And Kevin Durant Kyrie and Kevin Durant having this thing about getting or leaving. I'm like, Kyrie... KD, like this is your best option to win the title is in Brooklyn right now. I forgot about T.J. Warren. If he's anything like at least half of the bubble T.J. Warren, they got they self a fourth option right there.
Good defender. They got 2 7-foot dudes on they in KD and Ben Simmons.
I like Claxton too.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you put Ben Simmons at the 1. They're going to put Kyrie at the 2. KD at the 4. Claxton at the 5. And whoever was Seth Curry, it don't matter. Like, you got a 7-foot dude. You got a 7-foot dude taking the ball up. You got to watch Kyrie for off ball. Like,
there's just so much. There's a lot to worry about on that team. He will be the key, like you said. Like if he comes in playing, he will be that key. And people will they're still gonna disrespect him. They keep forgetting how like you want to worry about his shot, but you said it. This man will clamp you. Like he's really that elite in defense. So like doubles and rebounds still gives you 16 to 20 without even a jump shot. I wanted him on the Warriors at one point.
And I'm not saying they're gonna beat the Bucks or nothing, but they play the Bucks. KD ain't got to worry about you guarding Giannis.
Exactly. He won't get too tired.
You guard Giannis all game, give us 10 points. That's all we need.
You're going to be like, Roger that. start start getting it in with Giannis. That's why I always compared him. He's a poor man's Giannis. That's literally what I used to compare him to. He's just he just doesn't. He's not aggressive enough to shoot. So what? But everything that Giannis can do, he does it at a poor man's level.
His passing is better. His playmaking is better.
Right.
Like he's a. They try to call him Baby Bron. That's what
That's
Bron tried to call him.
yeah. You're right. You're right. So we're gonna talk about some predictions. All right, some premature predictions. I want to know who is your MVP front runner right now for this year when everyone's healthy.
You know, NBA about narratives.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about. And then it's not about who the best is, who got the best story, whoever they talking about in the first few months or whatever few names. That's usually who it is. I wanna. Part of me wants to say Luca. But I think the world is. We can talk about this too. I think the world is scared of these European players. If Luca win, that'd be 5 years in a row that a European person won MVP. I just want to let people know that.
yeah, that's right. You did bring that up.
Years. Last 4 years, a European player has won MVP. So I mean, the world is already caught up. But I want to say Luca. If not Luca, I think a lot of people are gonna be pushing for Joel Embiid.
That's who I got. I feel like I feel like last year was like hit or miss. It could have been either or. I think he gets his. I think he gets hungry enough to get his this year. And I'm hoping Luka's a good pick too, but it's still a overseas player getting it.
It is too, but it's the NBA, so we have to have the. It's a business, entertaining. Don't let the Lakers be good. Don't let LeBron be good. Year 20, passing Kareem, MVP. It sounds beautiful. I just want the NBA people to know. I just want people to know that. So it's yeah. I just think if the Mavs are good enough or decent seed in top 4, 3 seed, they only got the Lucas they made. He gonna get all the shots, of course. You know, so we'll see. Those are, but I go with Luka and Joel.
All right, so these are off the wall ones. Definitely not going on the script right now. But what's your defensive player of the year front runner? You think Gobert goes get one now that he has to? That's all he focuses on now, even more. Or do you have a hot take for this one?
I want Ben Simmons.
It's funny because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, he's gonna say Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons. I think Marcus Smart. I think no. I had a few people who would have picked Mikal Bridges over him last year. Drew Holiday didn't win it, but I think he's a better defender than Marcus Smart.
I'm looking through while you're talking just to see.
Give me Ben Simmons though.
Yeah, I like that. I can't think of anyone else except the regular people. Like, what if Kawhi comes in and just starts wreaking havoc and getting another one? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of ifs, but we'll see how it pans out for those two awards. Now we're gonna talk about we talked about the playoff seedings or just like who you think. Now we could talk about our the final topic, your premature finals prediction, and then you can finally explain why you picked them right away. And after talking to you, I'm pretty sure anyone that's watching, we damn near almost can know who we're picking in the finals.
Nets Warriors.
Yes, so because I knew that was going to come, that's a good story. You want to talk about storylines, right? Ben Simmons comes back, helps him lift him up. KD goes against his old team. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of money. That's what my prediction was last year, was the Warriors and Nets. But, shit happened. I didn't pick the Nets.
I was this close to saying Nets Lakers.
Sheesh. Explain that. Explain why.
I mean, to me, that would be the
money maker.
Two biggest cities in America. LA and New York. LeBron versus KD in the finals again.
Because we couldn't get Kobe LeBron.
LeBron versus Kyrie, who rumors almost got traded there. I mean, to me, that's just a
You know what's sad
that would be the best matchup.
is the way we're predicting it isn't because of basketball skills. It's because of business wise. Like we're thinking the best business scenarios instead of. That's what's sad about sports.
But yeah, but at the same time, the NBA, you can pick 5 teams every year, and one of them teams is gonna win it. The NBA isn't the NFL, like we said. There's no dark horses don't win. Random teams don't win. If your team ain't got no top 5-ish player, you're not winning. Like let's just be honest.
I've been preaching this to a lot of people, and they try to like sit there and argue it, but then they also sit there and realize like that's actually true. Unless you're the fucking Pistons from '04, that's one exception. It's like, bro, you don't have that top seven. Like they kept throwing the Pelicans as like a finals guy. I was like, not the Pelicans. I forgot who they were picking, but they was like, this team looks good. I'm like, bro, they're not winning it if that's your best player. Like, sorry. For me, it was I'm still so it's Warriors for sure. That's who I'm picking to repeat because like I said in the beginning of this, the Warriors literally just upgraded their whole freaking roster, and let's not forget that Klay Thompson is a year healthier than he was last year. So now he's getting his rhythm back. He's also, beefing with Ronnie 2K with his 88 3-point rating. He was over here talking about that shit in the preseason. I think he comes back almost full form. Maybe we'll see towards the finals, towards the end of it to see that. But that Lakers take was hot. I'm never gonna pick the Lakers. I'm sorry, you already know. Uh,
There's one player. It's Rusty. It's Rusty. He's the. I'm sorry, any Russ fan. He's trash. Like he's not trash. He's not. I ask people this all the time. We talk about Rusty, right? People like, oh, Rusty, good, 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 good. Y'all looking at the name. Y'all just seeing Russ triple double. But
yeah,
them triple doubles never amounted to wins. First round exit. So and it's like, yeah, he getting triple doubles. LeBron don't average triple doubles for the season. KD don't average triple doubles for the season. Curry don't average, like, the top players is winning MVPs all the time, and they're not winning again. So the triple double doesn't equate to winning. And then I ask you this: what team in the NBA can Rusty go to right now? You'd be like, that team better.
I I never even in
He
the
might be
beginning.
out. He might be out the NBA soon.
This might this might be his last year.
No,
Well,
I
they
think somebody. I mean, if Darvingham can change it around like he said, I'll be wrong. That's why they didn't trade him. They said they wanted to see, if he can fit into Darvingham's system. So we'll see. But and then it's like, Anthony Davis, are you ever gonna step up?
there's
You say
more.
you
Yeah,
was hurt last year, so it's like, we gonna see, because I think at one point, bro, people were saying Anthony Davis is Jokic. Anthony Davis was better than Jokic when he whooped him in the playoffs that year.
when healthy, he's top five, bro. Like when he's
He's
healthy,
a top player, not
yeah,
like, yeah, player.
yeah.
Like, this dude was a top 5 player in the NBA when the Pelicans traded for him, when the Lakers traded for him. So that's the thing. I mean, they got Patrick Beverly. I like Patrick Beverly.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of his.
But then it's like, then y'all signed Dennis Schroeder. Like,
He did pretty
so
good.
y'all got like 3, 4 point. They got like 5 point guards, bro.
You saw
And
it,
that's, it's like, you sign these players, but then you have LeBron. Like, who's gonna have the ball.
right. And then
So
Kendrick. Nunn. They have a shit ton of freaking.
you got Kendrick Nunn,
They,
Austin Rivers. I mean, he's just shooting, like, bro. Like, they have nothing but point guards. So it's just,
it's a mess over there. Besides the top two, I like Beverly. Like I said, he's gonna be like a heartbeat for him. But other than that, like Schroeder, even though if you watch FIBA this summer, like, he actually played good for Germany. Like he was actually playing some real good basketball. Hopefully that translates over, but we don't know. They always, well, that's another topic. We're gonna bring that up another time about these European players being quoted that it's much tougher to play overseas than it is in the NBA. We'll talk about that on our next episode. But I'm looking at this. Well, shout out to Toscano Anderson. You got your money. But that team, it doesn't. Lakers are going to make the playoffs on the strength of those two players that lead that roster. But other than that, I don't see nothing from that team really. Besides
I
those two.
think the West don't seem as congested as the East to
Yeah,
me.
you're right.
It's good, but it's like Warriors are clear cut in most people's eyes, regardless of where they at in the standing. Memphis, I don't. They're Ja Morant and a whole bunch of sidekicks.
Those are some pretty
That's
good sidekicks too, though.
like is Baines or Triple J gonna have to become that star, or because free agents ain't signing to Memphis.
I think Triple J has that potential. If you're gonna ask me which one, I think Triple J would be that one that gets that leaps, because he's skilled. He's skillful for a big man. I liked him when he was coming out of college.
And you know how I feel about when somebody's best player is a small guard.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
So, but that's mine too.
he the only exception is he can do something that no one else can ever really do. And Ja is not like an amazing shooter by any means. So,
All right, all right. So before I close this first episode of the Pro Hop channel, you have any wild takes that you want to throw out there before I close this up, or is it too early for you to have one of those crazy takes where like I can't believe Walker said that?
yeah, so
You said a lot of wild ones already.
yeah, like I will be like Phoenix ain't gonna make the playoffs. I don't even go that far. But Phoenix, this ain't really wild. Phoenix gonna be in the play-in.
No, well I don't. That's not a shocker either though, because I don't
They
believe
was
in
number
the
one. They was
team.
number one seed last year. Number one. So
The Lakers did that too. I'm just
you
playing.
know, so I mean, it's gonna be a good season. I think it's gonna be a good season. The East is getting good. Donovan Mitchell in Cleveland is gonna be amazing. LeBron might be on to go back. And I'm just kidding. My Bulls, we didn't do nothing really. Lonzo Ball still hurt, which sucks. I mean, LiAngelo Ball finally is on the NBA roster.
I
Which
like
is
that. You know what I'm saying? I like that because I'm a ball family fan.
yeah. So, I
I
mean,
have a hot take too. I think this year starts the unraveling of this Boston Celtics team, and they're gonna split this team up this year. I feel like Tatum and JJ or JB is gonna like split up. Like I really feel that's gonna happen. They almost tried to do it this offseason to get KD. So that was one thing. Now you have the Ime Udoka thing happening right now. We don't know what's gonna happen this year as far as their team.
They brought in Brogdon.
Yeah,
And
that's
still got
another thing. Yeah, that's another little thing. I really feel like this is gonna unravel the Celtics this year. That's my take. My hot take for now is that watch that Boston Celtics team, especially if they start losing in the beginning of this towards the trade deadline, they can ultimately blow this whole thing up. Because it hasn't worked in these last 5 years, anyways. They've gotten to the mountaintop, but they've never stayed there.
I mean, but Phoenix did just lose to a high school basketball team in the 36ers. So,
Bro, I didn't watch the game, but I did see that headline. That's just crazy. Where is that team located?
I don't know, bro.
Anyways, yo, this is a great debut of this channel. Basketball's here now, so you're gonna see a lot of this as well. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel is LEFA0 _. It's not the letter O. When you put that in YouTube, you'll find the Subtleflex. All the playlists of each channel is gonna be there. Walk, man. Hopefully we can get Vote ass in here. This man has a busy ass schedule. I'm gonna have to talk to his secretary. But I'm gonna see you. We'll talk again about this. I really do want to talk about that European. That European is tougher than the NBA. That's gonna be the number one topic for our next episode. All right, my boy.
Ready for that one. All right.
All right.